All right, Desdemona Smith, my favorite cousin. And she comes in her royal chinchilla. It's cool. So, Des, tell us about yourself. Like, okay, you know the first question, like, how did we even come to being cousins? How did we meet? We share last names, but.
Yes. How did we meet? We met, was it 2017, 16, 17, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, something like that.
On a short film shoot with someone else.
Many people.
Yes, many people.
I want to do
we were both working the short. it was cool.
I was waiting for Dion's eyes. I'm like, can I do some legal shit on Dion? He was like, you know, company names. We were just another company, you know. All right, cool.
Right.
Yeah. We was working with another company. Believe it or not, on that set, that was my first time ever like directing a scene. It wasn't planned. We thought we had a director, but clearly we did not.
Yeah. So I went there to assist the assistant director, but ended up taking over that.
Yeah, you ended up being the assistant director, and I ended
or
up being the director.
assistant producer or something like that.
Yeah. So we both got promoted like within the scene.
In the middle.
Yeah, so I was just like, okay. So I just jumped right into action. And that was the day I learned like, oh, I think this is my position. Like, wow. We had like a full-blown team. Somehow we respectively had a nice volunteer budget because we had everything we needed. So.
Yes, everything. It was very well resourced.
Yeah, we did. We had everything. So, so to just be in that moment to see what it looked like to have like a full production team, full set, I was just like, yeah, I need this, this, and this. And then I look up and everybody's just doing stuff. I'm like, oh, wait, I don't have to grab it? Like, you know. It's really hard for somebody that has like OCD and ADHD. So, you know. Yeah, it worked out, you know. I'm undiagnosed, but so let's talk about who Des is. Soul Flowers. Tell me about it.
So Soul Flowers is, I would say that's been the baby since I was a baby. So when I first knew I wanted to be a doctor or physician or healer of some sort, I knew I wanted to have my own practice one day and stuff like that. I knew I wanted to practice homeopathy one day. But going through life, I discovered that like I just want to do the whole holistic wellness, like be able to introduce people to all the things that are kind of missing in our mainstream healthcare system, including like entertainment and film. Like that's part of how we derive emotion and like even figure out our ways through social situations and stuff like that. So I want to be able to bring that to more people. So Soul Flowers is like a two-part thing. It's Soul Flowers Holistic Apothecarium and Social Health Movement. So the social health movement part is about having events and community partnerships to be able to just expose people to the various types of things you can do for your wellness. You can scream, you can twerk, you can do many things that bring your soul, you know, some joy.
Yeah, that's what I do. And I need to relieve
counteract
my stress.
your stress, exactly.
Yeah, I just twerk.
Because, you know, stress is a leading killer. Stress is the underlying thing for most things. So, I'm doing that. And then studying herbalism is what I want to practice eventually. But, like, I want to have a holistic wellness one-stop shop. That's catering to Black and Indigenous people of color and other marginalized populations, LGBTQ populations, our Caribbean populations, and just like be able to go throughout the world and do this.
What is one like your biggest level of stress that you see recognized, or like what is people's favorite method of therapy that they want to take from you?
So it's kind of a mixed bag on what people want, depending on what they've been exposed to. As far as what I see out there, that I think people is like low-hanging fruit for your stress, is just actually paying more attention to yourself, making self-time just like you make time for everybody else, especially women, especially Black women. Your role, like from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep, belongs to somebody else every minute of the day. So make some of those minutes specifically for yourself, and don't let it be so movable. Like make an impermeable boundary around your me time. So everybody needs some time to just let your thoughts settle for a minute, you know. Just that little bit of stress relief is helpful for your body to even know what's going on with your body, to even process all the things that are coming at you throughout a day. Because people don't even realize sound is a stressor. Like, and we're in a noisy environment. If you ever sit in the park in the city and the park in the suburbs, the noises are different.
Yeah. I agree with that, and I totally agree with that. And I will say I've learned that from what you're saying, that pretty much that isolation or that me time is like intentional. Like you have to be intentional about it, because people think other things are big tasks, like put gas in the car, go to the grocery store, go to work, and they make sure they don't miss those things, but they don't realize that me time is just as important. It's just as a priority as anything else. So yeah, I thought about that with it came to your last post that I saw, where you were saying, you know, that you're, I think, maturing in wellness when you start to like recognize that you need a break. You notice that you're growing when you recognize you need to take a break. There were some other, well, you could tell me, what was the other ones? That was my biggest one.
Yeah, I can't remember them all right now because there are so many. Those little posts are just a few little things.
Yeah,
but like, recognizing that what you need, basically recognizing your needs, starting to be more aware of boundaries or missing boundaries in your life, being more aware of, like, I would say you have a different consciousness about your environment, everything in your environment, our political environment, social environments, the people you hang with, the people you associate with. And you also may start to notice different things about yourself that maybe you didn't like, that you don't know where it came from, but you now are like, that's not really the me that I think I am. You know, so starting to notice the differences between who you think you are and who you actually are when you're out in the world.
Yeah, that's true. I always say that, know thyself. Once the more I've learned, like the more I recognize myself, the better things come out, especially with trying to run a business and be the director. There's definitely different places I have to go in my mind, but I have to take the time to go there and stop, maybe, I don't know, messing with the cameras or doing something technical. Like I have to get on, like this interview, like I have to get into that space. Like where are we going to connect when we talk right now, you know? And it's definitely something that has to be intentional, and it can be hard at first. Meditation, especially if you like have a busy mind, your first few times of meditation, you just may hear like everything in your head.
Yeah, and that's part of the process. And people beat themselves up over that. I mean, it's just part of the process.
You just gotta keep doing
your meditation is just like a big part of meditation is just mindfulness. Yeah. So just being aware that these things exist through your mind, you don't got to dwell on it. Yeah. Just let it pass.
That makes sense to me. I mean, I'm just gonna let it pass. I'm gonna sit here until I figure out the next question. Last thing to wrap this up, Des, do you have any other advice? I mean, we can do a quick practice, you know, exercise rather.
No, I don't really have a practice. I'm not the most disciplined person, quite honestly, for myself. I'm better at obligating myself to other people.
See, that was that step, know yourself.
So,
I don't have no meditation for y'all. I just tell y'all what to do.
I mean, I'm better at like coaching people through the process and through the change process. That's the biggest thing, is like getting people through a change, or just even to approach the idea of, oh my gosh, I'm going to change something about myself.
Cool.
Yeah, so
cool.
That's even what I do with you guys sometimes. Like most people that I work with, I usually work with people that are the head of the company or the director or something. And a lot of what I do is coaching them through big decisions as well as them doing the same with me. And we make decisions together. So now I just want to do that more to community, people in community, and help them through life.
Best memory.
Best memory. So this was one of our meetings actually, and we were talking about our personalities. And so many of us have similar personalities.
Yeah, we do.
And I thought I really liked that actually, because like it really explained a lot about why we get along well on our team. So that was really nice. It felt good to know that I felt like I was in the right place.
It's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you feel safe. That's what we're trying to do. So, well, that's it, Cuzzo. And you guys, this is not my real cousin. We just share the same last name. So way back there in the American history and slavery, I guess somewhere.
Smith had a whole lot of babies.
Yeah, there was a whole lot going on. So.